नमस्कार, salam, Sat Shri Akal, good morning. Dear students, welcome to this class of mine. Today, in this part 3 on fill in the blanks, or so to say, gap filling exercise, which you get in your English question paper when you appear in some highly competitive exam, I will explain to you other important grammatical rules which you should always keep in your memory at the time of doing such an exercise. Although I highlighted some very important grammatical rules in those previous 2 videos, yet in this very video I will highlight other remaining important grammatical rules. I don't want to take much time today, as this video may go beyond my predetermined time limit. So I want to start telling you these important grammatical rules. Before I do that, please don't forget to subscribe the channel. There is a sentence, the real valued services he has extended to the company blank space be underestimated. There is a group of 4 modal verbs given here to fill this blank space. These modal verbs are couldn't, wouldn't, would, cannot. Which out of these 4 modal verbs will you take to fill this blank space? Let me repeat the sentence. The real valued services he has extended to the company blank space be underestimated. The 4 modal verbs are couldn't, wouldn't, would, cannot. Which modal verb will you take here to fill this blank space? It should be cannot. Cannot. I will now tell you the reason why you will take cannot. Because this part, the real valued services he has extended to the company, is in present perfect tense. So your modal verb should be in present tense. And moreover, cannot will give you a correct meaning of this sentence. The real valued services he has extended to the company cannot be underestimated. Let me take this sentence now. Blank space, little money he has in the bank is just for his rainy day. Rainy day is a phrase. It means for a difficult time. There is a group of 4 words given here to fill this blank space: a, and, the, whichever. A and are indefinite articles. The definite article, whichever can be used as a pronoun or an adjective. Which out of these 4 words will you take to fill this blank space? Let me repeat the sentence. Blank space, little money he has in the bank is just for his rainy day. A and the, whichever. You should take the here. I will now tell you the reason why you should take the. See the sentence, the little money that he has in the bank is just for his rainy day. That relative pronoun has been omitted, the little money that, but there is no need to take that relative pronoun that. So the sentence is talking about some definite money which he has in the bank. So when the sentence is talking about some specific or definite thing, then you will take the. So the is a correct answer here. The little money he has in the bank is just for his rainy day. There is now this sentence, the burden of all the sufferings and miseries, blank space, more than he could bear. There are 4 helping verbs given here. These are is, are, was, were. Which helping verb will you take here to fill this blank space? The burden of all the sufferings and miseries, blank space, more than he could bear. Is, are, was, were. Was is a correct helping verb you should take here. I will now tell you the reason why you will take was. If you take were, you will be committing an error of proximity. The subject word, burden, this is your subject word. This is singular in nature. Don't see this as or this as. Some students, they think they take as and as plural, and they might take were. No, this is incorrect. If you take were, you will be committing an error of proximity. So you will take was. You can not take is, nor can you take are. Why you will take was? There is another reason also, because could. The modal verb is in past tense. That is why you will take was. Was is a correct helping verb here. Let me take this sentence now. He did not recognize me, blank space, I told him who I was. This blank space needs a conjunction. I have given 4 conjunctions here. These are unless, when, while, before. Which conjunction do you think will come here? He did not recognize me, blank space, I told him who I was. Unless, when, while, before. Which conjunction will you take here? You should take conjunction before. Before. He did not recognize me before I told him who I was. Other conjunctions will not give a correct meaning here. You should not tease such a man, space, he. There are 4 words given here. like, but, that, as. Which do you think is a correct word to fill this space? You should not tease such a man, space, he. The words are like, but, that, as. You will have to choose the correct word for this blank space. As, D is a correct answer. As. Such is always followed by as. You should not tease such a man as he is. Nobody but space was present in the meeting. There are 4 pronouns given here: him, he, me, us. Which pronoun you will choose to fill this space? Nobody but space was present in the meeting. The pronouns are him, he, me, us. You should take him here, not he. Now I will tell you the reason why you will take him. Nobody, this is a pronoun. So you cannot take another nominative pronoun here. You will have to take the accusative pronoun. So him is an accusative pronoun, and this is a correct pronoun which you will have to take here to fill this space. This is the woman, blank space, I talked about yesterday. There are 4 relative pronouns given here. These are who, whom, which, that. Which relative pronoun will you take here to fill this blank space? This is the woman, blank space, I talked about yesterday. Who, whom, which, that. Who is a correct relative pronoun you should take to fill this blank space? Who? I will now give you the reason why you will take who. Woman, this is an antecedent. You are taking who, relative pronoun, to define this antecedent woman. Who I talked about yesterday, this is a defining relative clause. So you will take who. My uncle's house is space to mine. There are 4 adjectives given here: next, near, nearer, nearest. Which adjective you will take to fill this space? My uncle's house is dash to mine. Next, near, nearer, nearest. These are the 4 adjectives. You have to choose the correct adjective to fill this blank. A is a correct answer. You will take next. My uncle's house is next to mine. I will tell you the reason why you will take next here. Near, nearer, nearest. They show distance. Next shows the sequence of things coming one after the other. That is why next is a correct adjective here. I avoid space people who do not value punctuality. There is a group of 4 words: to meet, meeting, to see, to speak. Which out of these 4 words you will take the correct one to fill this blank? To meet, meeting, to see, to speak. I avoid space people who do not value punctuality. You will take meeting here. I will now tell you the reason why you will take meeting here, because the words like or the verbs like enjoy, avoid, miss, postpone, suggest are followed by gerund. Meeting is a gerund here, so meeting is a correct answer. Other answers are wrong. To meet, to see, to speak. You should not take any infinitive. The project is blank space big to be completed in a month. This blank space needs an adverb. So there are 4 adverbs given here. They are so, to, very much. Which adverb you will take out of these 4 adverbs? The project is blank space big to be completed in a month. So, to, very much. Which adverb you will take to fill this blank space? You should take to. The project is too big to be completed in a month. Now I will give you the reason why you should take to. To means more than enough. You cannot take adverbs very or much. You are not blank space tall that you cannot enter this new doorway. There are 4 words given here. So, as, very much. Which out of these 4 words will you take to fill this blank space? Let me repeat the sentence. You are not blank space tall that you cannot enter this new doorway. The 4 words given here are so, as, very much. Which word will you take to fill this blank space? So is a correct answer here. You will have to take a correct adverb of degree or quantity. So is a correct adverb here. You are not so tall that you cannot enter this new doorway. When I entered the room, I found my missing books, blank space on the table. There is a group of 4 verbs given here. You will have to choose the correct verb to fill this blank space. These verbs are lay, lie, lying, laid. Let me repeat the sentence. When I entered the room, I found my missing books, blank space on the table. The 4 verbs given here are lay, lie, lying, laid. Which verb you will take here to fill this blank space? You should take lay. Lay. I will now tell you the reason why you will take lay. The sentence is in past tense, simple past tense. Here you cannot use laid here. This is wrong. You will use the base form, which is lay. Base form means first form of this verb lay. So you will use lay here. When I entered the room, I found my missing books lay on the table. Let me tell you something more about this verb lay. Sometimes students get confused about this lay. When there is a vertical action, when you put something down on the table or at any other place, vertical action, then you will say lay, laid, laid. Second form laid, third laid. When there is a horizontal action, then you will say lie, lay, lain, L-A-I-N. Now I tell you lie, to tell lies. And he lied to me yesterday just to hide his guilt. Then you will say lie, lied, lied. So try to know the difference among these 3. This is the blank space. Money I can offer for this old car. There are 4 adjectives given here to fill this blank space. These adjectives are little, less, least, few. Which adjective will you take to fill this blank space? Let me repeat the sentence. This is the blank space. Money I can offer for this old car. Little, less, least, few. Which adjective will you take here? You will take least. You will have to use the superlative degree of little. And the second reason is that a superlative degree of an adjective is mostly preceded by definite article the. The is there. So you will say the least. The teacher, space, me, why I had failed to complete the project on time. There are 4 alternative words to fill this space. Out of these 4 alternative words, there is one alternative word is correct. You will have to choose the correct word to fill this space. The teacher, space, me why I had failed to complete the project on time. Said to, told, asked, tells. Which is the correct alternative word here? Asked is a correct answer. I will now tell you the reason why you will take asked, because this part, why I had failed to complete the project on time, this is a noun clause and this is in interrogative nature. So when there is an interrogative nature of this clause, you will take asked. Moreover, at the time of learning reported speech, when there is a question sentence, said to is always changed into asked. This sentence, he thinks that the present plan is preferable space that of the previous one. There are 4 words related to this space, blank space. There is one preposition to, then, as, but. These are conjunctions. What will you take for this blank space? To is a correct answer here. You will take preposition to. Preferable has no comparative degree. It is always followed by preposition to. It was not for nothing, blank space, he went to America. There are 4 words given here. These are that, who, why, as. Which word do you think will come here? It was not for nothing, blank space, he went to America. You have to choose one out of these 4 words, that, who, why, as. That is a correct word you will take to fill this blank space. Now I will tell you the reason why you will take that. Nothing is a pronoun, it is working as an antecedent here. So you will take relative pronoun that. Other words are wrong. Nothing, only, all, same, any should always be followed by relative pronoun that. Although he had worked very hard, comma, blank space, he failed in the examination. There are 4 conjunctions given here. These are but, still, yet, even then. This blank space needs a correct conjunction. Let me repeat the sentence. Although he had worked very hard, comma, blank space, he failed in the examination. The conjunctions given here are but, still, yet, even then. Yet is a correct conjunction here. Yet, you will use yet. I will tell you the reason why you will use yet. Although and yet are correlative conjunctions, they are always used in pair. Now, every boy and every girl, blank space, offered a box of chocolates. There is a group of 4 helping verbs given here to fill this blank space. Were, was, are, have been. Which helping verb will you take here to fill this blank space? Let me repeat the sentence. Every boy and every girl, blank space, offered a box of chocolates. The four helping verbs are were, was, are, have been. Which helping verb will you take here to fill this blank space? Was is a correct helping verb to fill this blank space. I will now tell you the reason why you will take was. This noun boy and this noun girl, both these nouns have been qualified by distributive adjective every, and they have been joined by conjunction and. The subject will not become plural, the subject will remain singular in nature. So you will take helping verb singular. That is why was is a correct answer. Were, are, have been, these three helping verbs are wrong. Suspicion always chases the mind of a man who blank space at fault. There is a group of four words given here. These four words are should be, can be, was, is. Should be, can be, these are modal verbs. Was, is, they are helping verbs. Which out of these four words will you take to fill this blank space? Let me repeat the sentence. Suspicion always chases the mind of a man who blank space at fault. Should be, can be, was, is. Let us try should be. Who should be at fault? No, this is not a correct answer. Can be, entirely wrong. Was, you cannot take because this is in present tense, chases the mind of a man. This is in present, you cannot take was. So you will take is. Is a correct answer here. Is. Suspicion always chases the mind of a man who is at fault. Is a correct answer. These are wrong. Sentence. He has no prejudice, blank space, his opponents. There is a group of four prepositions here to fill this blank space. These four prepositions are against, for, with, of. Let me repeat the sentence. He has no prejudice, blank space, his opponents. The four prepositions are against, for, with, of. Which preposition will you take here to fill this blank space? Against is a right preposition for this blank space. Prejudice, this noun is always followed by preposition against. Other prepositions are wrong. So, dear students, I have made you familiar with other important grammatical rules applicable at the time of doing such a gap filling exercise. There are many more important grammatical rules which you should learn to attempt such an exercise exceedingly well. I will tell you those important rules in my coming videos. Till then, goodbye. Please do like and subscribe. Press the bell icon on all to get updates. God bless you all.